I'm doing fantastic, Thomas. It was a very interesting weekend of golf, to say the least, and I'm so excited to talk about it. To be honest, it was a combination of European class with a side of really poor decision-making and overall play from the U.S. team. Let's start with the latter. Team USA captain Keegan Bradley got the lineups all wrong from the get-go. In the Friday morning alt shot, he paired up Colin Morikawa and Harris English, the worst statistical pairing the U.S. could have created against Europe's best duo, Tommy Fleetwood and reigning Masters champion Rory McIlroy. It went exactly how everyone thought it would. They got smashed 5-4. But Captain Keegan didn't learn from his mistake. Oh no, he decided to throw the same pairing out there again on Saturday morning, and it worked. After getting embarrassed the day before, Morikawa and English only lost 3-2 this time. Nice job, guys. The bad decisions didn't stop there, though. For some reason, Keegan thought he should play Justin Thomas 3 out of the first 4 sessions, a player who's been really poor since his first win in April at the RBC Heritage. I honestly feel bad for Thomas's partners, Bryson DeChambeau and Cameron Young, because they were trying to win 2 versus 1. To be fair to JT, if you got points for being a cheerleader, he probably would have been MVP, because through the first 2 days, he averaged more waves to the crowd than putts made. And don't think I forgot about you, Scotty Scheffler. Just because we're both long runs doesn't mean you can't hold smoke on this show. The best player in the world by a mile went 0-4 in team play. How does that happen? How does a player like Scotty Scheffler implode like that? I honestly don't get it. I could go on and on about the USA disaster class, but it wouldn't be fair if I didn't give Europe its credit. In all my years of watching golf, I've never seen a putting performance quite like that. Every time the U.S. was getting any sort of momentum, they drained a putt to quiet down the raucous Bethpage black crowd. It felt like they were cheating with magnet balls or something. I was totally speechless. In total, the Europeans gained about 8.4 strokes on the greens over the Americans, and that's how they won this tournament. And fair play to them. They 100% deserved it. Well, yeah, it's pretty simple, really. As a team, the Europe is greater than the sum of its parts. They bond really well together, know each other's strengths, and step up when the other teammate is struggling. But when the matchup is 1v1, Team USA almost always has the skill advantage, and we saw that during Sunday singles. The U.S. had 7 players compared to Europe's 3 ranked in the top 10 strokes gained-wise in that session. On top of that, they were finally making big putts. Cameron Young, Justin Thomas, Bryson DeChambeau, Scotty Scheffler, J.J. Spaun, and Xander Schauffele were fighting their butts off on Sunday. With 4 matches to go, Team USA only trailed 13.5 to 10.5, needing to win all 4 matches to complete the miraculous comeback. Unfortunately, they weren't able to do it as clutch 18th hole wins from Shane Lowry and Tyrrell Hatton clinched the cup for Europe. It was a great fight from the Americans, winning 8.5 out of the 12 possible points on Sunday, but at the same time, where was this energy for the first 4 sessions? Why is that even with the drunk New York faithful behind you, you can't seem to figure out how to beat Europe when it's 2v2? Is it a camaraderie issue? Is it strategy? Or is it all the above? Whatever it is, it needs to be figured out because they can't keep putting themselves behind the 8 ball going into Sundays. Yeah, I know it's so hard to choose winners because Europe, so many players on Team Europe perform so well. But it'd be criminal if I didn't mention Tommy Fleetwood, who in my opinion was the best player all weekend. He led all 24 players in strokes gained, with the most of those strokes coming from his incredible iron play, gaining an astronomical 5.6 strokes on approach play. Tommy Ladd was throwing darts all weekend, making him almost unbeatable. I also think Rory McIlroy deserves so much praise for his performance this weekend. Statistically, Matthew Fitzpatrick and Justin Rose were better than him, but what stats don't take into consideration is the amount of borderline verbal abuse he was receiving. Bethpage Black was making life a living hell for Rory McIlroy, and all he did was respond back every single time. Instead of letting the crowd defeat him, he used it as motivation, and it worked, as he finished the week with a 3-1-1 record. I also want to give a big shout out to Cam Young on Team USA. He was one of the last players on the team, but he absolutely showed out this week. He was the second best player this week, strokes gain-wise, only trailing Fleetwood, and rock solid on the greens. I'm really happy for Cam Young, and I can't wait to see him build off this performance. Now to the biggest losers. The biggest loser is Scotty Scheffler, 100%. And the number 1 player in the world going 1-4 is simply unacceptable. In fairness to him, he was extremely unlucky with his opponent shooting a total of 32 under the first 2 days, but you're Scotty Scheffler. You got to be better. Of course, another loser has to be Captain Keegan Bradley. He undoubtedly could have helped his team out by playing, but he decided against it, which is a fair choice, but you can't follow it up by making a decision-making nightmare. We already talked about the lineup decisions, but what we didn't talk about was how he set up the course. Keegan thought it would be an advantage to shorten the rough, making it a complete birdie fest, and it completely backfired, and as he admitted in the press conference. At the end of the day, you can only blame the captain so much, but like former captain Zach Johnson, Keegan will be remembered for some of the rash choices he made this week, and he has to live with the embarrassment that comes with being a losing captain in the Ryder Cup.